Olsen wins it in overtime.
Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. Holy cow, Pierre Dorion, you're at it again. My goodness, what a signing today, ladies and gentlemen. As the Tarasenkshow, Vladimir Tarasenko is coming to your Ottawa Senators, to the nation's capital, as he has signed a one-year, $5 million deal with the Ottawa Senators. I cannot believe it. One of the best pure snipers in the game, an absolute legend of hockey, Vladimir Tarasenko is coming to the nation's capital, and we didn't have to trade anyone to get him. What a day it is to be an Ottawa Senator fan. And another great piece of work from Pierre Dorion, as look, it's a one-year deal. You have literally no risk whatsoever attached to this contract for Vladimir Tarasenko. It includes a no-trade clause, obviously, as most of the players that sign here get. And I have no issue with that, because you're not going to trade Vladimir Tarasenko if you're signing him for 1 year. You're obviously bringing him in, to help push for the playoffs next year. So who cares if he has a no-trade clause or not? We're not looking to trade him anyways. But in terms of the actual contract itself, this makes total sense. I mean, he had offers from San Jose, Carolina, and Florida. Florida and Carolina are both playoff teams. San Jose, there'll be a lot of opportunity there for him. But in Ottawa, he can truly be on the first line, potentially, on the second line. He can really move around that lineup. But overall, in Ottawa, he's going to get first power play wave minutes. He's going to be in the top 6 with multiple 30-goal scorers. The fit just makes the most sense here in Ottawa for Vladimir Tarasenko, especially with the absence of Alex DeBrincat. So, once again, there's literally no risk. It's a home run move here for the Ottawa Senators. Gets $5 million for 1 year. Look, worst case, he doesn't like it here. He doesn't like the trial run, and he wants to test free agency again to get more of a payday next year. Fair enough. To each their own. But best case, he likes it here. He's only 31 years old. Maybe he sticks around for the next few years, and Ottawa has a very consistent 20-plus goal scorer in their top 9 for the next few years at the very least. So this is a great deal for Ottawa, because once again, both sides really benefit from this contract. Ottawa, they find a replacement for Alex DeBrincat, a guy that scored 30 goals before in the National Hockey League here with Vladimir Tarasenko. He's been, for quite some time, one of the most dynamic playmakers in the game with an elite shot. So Ottawa's getting a player that can help them right now to push for the playoffs. But for Tarasenko, this can work out for him in 2 ways. One, he has a great year and he gets a massive payday somewhere else in free agency. Or he does well and he sticks around and he finds himself a new home. So this works for both sides, because Tarasenko is betting on himself and Ottawa gets much needed depth for their top 9 that can truly help them push for the playoffs. So no issue with it whatsoever, because once again, even through some injuries the last couple of years, he played 69 games last year. Very nice, by the way. I already know you guys are going to comment that down below. But in those 69 games, he scored 50 points, 18 goals, 3 on the power play. So the key thing for me there is the fact that he scored 15 goals during 5-on-5 play. The guy can still score during 5-on-5 play. And you often see it, especially in players in their latter years, in their second half of their career, in their mid to early 30s. Most of their goals, especially when they're used to scoring a lot of goals or they have a high pedigree to score a lot of points, often in their later years of their career, they have a lot of those points and a lot of those goals come on the power play. So the fact that Tarasenko can still drive the offense during a 5-on-5 shift, and more often than not, he can do so, is valuable for the Ottawa Senators, because we can score on the power play. We all know the Ottawa Senators can score on the power play, and of course Vladimir Tarasenkshow is absolutely going to help Ottawa on the power play, whether he's on the first wave or on the second wave. But most importantly, he can drive the offense on 5-on-5, and Ottawa has desperately needed that. Yeah, look, the top 6 last year, 5v5 played okay, but overall the lineup did not play okay. So if you can have another player brought in who can perform in those 5-on-5 situations, that's only a benefit for the Ottawa Senators, especially with a guy like Kubalik now probably on that third line, another guy that scored a good amount on the 5-on-5 as well. So for Ottawa, you're getting a player here that has a great pedigree in the National Hockey League, in 675 games in the National Hockey League, a very storied NHL career. He's put up 574 points, 270 goals, very impressive numbers. He's, of course, done that with St. Louis and the New York Rangers briefly last year as well. So this is a guy that is a consistent 20 at the very least goal scorer, 40, 50, 60 points at the very least. Even, yeah, with injuries and, he's 31, he's not the youngest. He can still, at the very least, give Ottawa 50 points next year, maybe 20, 25 goals, especially in that top 6. So this is a type of guy that Ottawa desperately needs. We need more 5-on-5 scoring, and Vladimir Tarasenko is absolutely going to help that. But of course, once again, he can absolutely help on the power play as well. And the Sens suddenly have so much depth in the forward core that this is going to really push them over the edge, in my opinion, to make the playoffs. Because Ottawa's top 9 now has like 3 30-plus goal scorers, 4 if you include Josh Norris in that conversation, and 6, or I guess 7 out of 9 of your top 9 forwards are 20 goal scorers in the National Hockey League before. So that's absolutely mind-blowing. I don't think many other teams in the National Hockey League have such great scoring depth in their top 9, but your Ottawa Senators certainly have great scoring depth. So you essentially have 8 of 9 forwards in your top 9, not including really Greg. He's probably not going to score 20, but 30, 35 points or so I think I can expect from him. But that's a side note. The point is, Ottawa now has suddenly 8 different 20-plus goal scorers in their top 9, and not many other teams in the National Hockey League can say that. So Ottawa, I mean, they really took care of their depth scoring issue with this, because purely with this move, your top 6 is set, and more importantly, your third line can have Kubalik, a 20-goal scorer, a former 30-goal scorer. You can have Shane Pinto, a 20-goal scorer last year. You can have a really Greg. You can have a Joseph. You can have a Crookshank, a Sokolov. You have a lot of options on that third and, of course, fourth line. So Ottawa really has a much more well-rounded lineup due to this signing. So just with that alone, the depth throughout the lineup exponentially got better with this signing. I just wanted to mention this quickly as well. As I was editing the video, I noticed I didn't mention this. Vladimir Tarasenko is a left-handed right winger, so he can really be versatile throughout the lineup. You could put him on the left wing, you could put him on the right wing, kind of depending where Batherson and whatnot kind of allocate in the lineup, where they're the best. Tarasenko can play both sides. He's left-handed. That's also a great asset for the Ottawa Senators. And I would take Dominik Kubalik plus Vladimir Tarasenko over just Alex DeBrincat any day of the week. Both those players make less than Alex DeBrincat's making, and they produce roughly the same, if not more, and it's evenly spread out. So now you don't have all your scoring in the top 6. Your top 9 should be very effective every single night. So I absolutely love this signing. I'm ecstatic. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. And the last thing I'll mention is, this is really interesting. The Senators, with this signing, have only $32,000 left in cap space, with Shane Pinto and Igor Sokolov left to sign. They're both RFAs. Those signings are going to get done, of course. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to be traded. But, you know, Eric Brandstrom, Matthew Joseph, somebody like that might be dealt soon to make room for Shane Pinto's projected $2+ million contract extension, and Sokolov, of course, as well. You need over at least $1 million of cap space just to make your roster moves not a massive headache like what Toronto and other teams have had to do in the National Hockey League. So overall, $32,000 left in cap space. I would expect in the next couple of weeks to see a corresponding move, whether that's Brandstrom or Joseph, we'll see. But somebody's going to be dealt for sure to make room for Shane Pinto and that contract extension. But once again, there's literally no risk to this move. You're getting a proven elite goal scorer who may not be playing his best hockey these days, but he's still playing very good hockey. He could probably contribute at least 20 goals next year, 50 points. This is a guy that's going to really help solidify Ottawa's top 9 and the depth throughout the lineup, as now we can evenly distribute the depth. And once again, Ottawa is really making a push for the playoffs next year. And I think this team, this forward core, the defense, the goaltending, this team is built for the playoffs. There's no ifs or buts. This team has to make the playoffs next year, especially with a move like this. So welcome to Ottawa, Vladimir Tarasenko. We're fired up to have you. This is incredible news. And my goodness, Vladimir Tarasenko, Claude Giroux, Jacob Chychrun, these guys are Ottawa Senators. It's unbelievable what Pierre Dorion has done the last year. The players he's brought in, it's been incredible. And I can't wait to see these guys on the ice donning the red and black and gold. So besides that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon. Welcome to Ottawa, Tarasenkshow. Thank you all for watching. Go Sens, go.